Hey everybody, it's me Leaf back again with part 2 of our Solidity Beginner tutorial. And again, thank you guys so much for watching these videos. I really appreciate it. If you find this video useful in any way, please hit that like button so other developers can see this information. So thanks guys so much for watching. Alright, today we're going to be talking about structs, mappings, and how to declare simple functions in Solidity. So we have our same file we were using earlier, and this time we're going to start off by making a struct. You can think of a struct as your own custom type in Solidity. So you get to create a type. Here I declare a struct person with this syntax. I have two curly braces, and inside the curly braces we have some attributes. I think they're called. At least that's what they are in other languages. I'm not sure about Solidity. But we can add anything we want here. So let's make another attribute, uint256, and let's call it h. So now that we have this struct defined here, let's actually make a public variable. Person leaf. Let's call it leaf. Actually, let's capitalize this here. I think this is more proper. Person leaf. And then we're going to make this public as well. Actually, we put public before it here. So now that we have this variable, public leaf, defined here, we can make a function. So let's make this function real quick. Let's call it do things. And I'm going to take this line out, and I'm also going to take this line out because I don't want to confuse you guys too early on. But this is the syntax for creating a function in Solidity. You declare function, call its name. If it takes any parameters, you would put that here. But this takes no parameters, of course, and we make it public so it can be visible outside. So inside our function, what do? Leaf equals this line here, where we do person. I just changed the capitalization. And then this is a very readable way of declaring or initializing a struct in Solidity. So we have our first name attribute, and we set it equal to, with this colon, set it equal to this string. Then last name, same thing, and then age, same thing. And we don't need, obviously, commas around it because it is a uint. And then remember, we put the commas around here. I'm sorry, not commas, quotation marks. My bad. No quotation marks here, and then the commas here. So that's how you can initialize a person structure, this custom structure we made. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about mappings. So I'm actually going to delete this code real quick, and then I'm going to delete this as well. Now let's talk about a mapping. So a mapping is similar to an array in a way, but instead of attaching an index to a value, we attach another value to another value. So for example, this mapping here, this is the syntax for declaring a mapping. You declare mapping, and then you have two parentheses on either side, a type, then we do a little arrow to another type. So this type balances attaches an address type to a uint type. So we haven't really talked about addresses too much, but just keep in mind addresses are a type in Solidity that is attached to a smart contract can have an address on the Ethereum network, and also wallets can have an address, and that's how you transact, of course. So it's a special type in Solidity, and that's very important because for obvious reasons it's very important. That's how we handle Ether transactions and also locate smart contracts on the network. So it's very important. Addresses are very important. So we put address, and we put it to a uint. Now we have this mapping here called balances. So let's interact with balances. Let's make a new variable here. Let's do it. It's going to be an address, and we'll call it user. And we're going to set user equal to, here in deployed, we have a bunch of different test accounts with some fake ether. Let's copy this address by clicking that copy thing, and we can paste it in here. So this is an example of an address. So this user now has this value. Now in our function do things, what we could hypothetically do is we could do balances user equals, and then we can give it a value, a uint, 10, I don't know, 100. So now if we were to compile this and we were going to deploy this, now in here we could do things, and actually, you know what? We should make this public. I apologize. Let you just compile this again and then redeploy it. The beauty of test networks, where you don't have to pay. So we can do things, and then balances index this this address. We can check it, and it's going to be 100, as you can see here. Pretty interesting. So that is pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video, just structs and mappings. And they're both very important concepts in Solidity, used a ton. So just keep that in mind and remember those. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Thank you.